All right, it's a One More and I'm Out of Here podcast. Let me go ahead and get that one squared away. And thanks for being here.
Yeah, I got like an echo. I'm all right.
Hey,
somebody's computer.
So Keith, well, when I'm out and about and people are coming up to me and they say, you know what, I watched the One More and I'm Out of Here podcast.
Here it comes.
They ask me.
Here it fucking comes.
They ask me all the time. They say, what does Pappas do all day?
Don't worry about
it. And I think now we have a little insight into things that occupy his time, thanks to the governor of Minnesota, Tim Walz. Let's here we go.
This creates danger. And I'll tell you what, in my time on this, I'd never seen this before. People driving by my house and using the R word in front of people. It's shameful. And I have yet to see an elected official, a Republican elected official, say, you're right, that's shameful. So look, I'm worried. We know how these things go. They start with taunts, they turn to violence. So deeply concerned. True. This creates danger.
And so there you go.
In my time on this, I'd never seen.
So there you go, Pappas. You have been out driving by Tim Walz's house yelling retard at the governor of Minnesota, have you not? Don't try and deny it.
It's a far drive, man.
You took your snowmobile up there. You trolled the governor, found out where he lived, and decided to call him a retard to his face.
Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. Is that as dangerous as, I don't know, like trying to shoot a president? I mean, which one is the party that has a history of violence?
Maybe plant a bomb.
Maybe plant a bomb.
Why can't he say retarded? Is there something wrong with that word?
Well, there's a lot of people that don't like it.
Yeah, that word is actually joined the lexicon of words that you're not supposed to utter.
It's not like the N word. I don't use that word.
No, but it's honestly, it is a word. Look, when I heard Trump say that, I have to admit, I'm being honest here, and there go my dogs on cue.
That's all right.
I chuckled. I got to be honest with you. I chuckled because Dan, Jason, I don't know, maybe you're part of that generation too. I mean, we said it as kids and we didn't mean it that, you were just doing something stupid. So like, what are you? Retarded?
Right.
Now, all the time.
As well, Dan, you heard it all the time. But as
people called me a retard all the time.
Shocker.
I was a little awkward as a kid.
Shocker. I was awkward.
But
these are my magic shoes.
Today, in today's world, it is frowned upon because it's seen as being offensive to kids that are actually possibly mentally or physically challenged in some way.
Well,
so that's why. That's why. And listen, I don't use it. I'll be honest.
You're belittling anyone that has health difficulties or mental difficulties. It doesn't mean that. And I don't know if I had a kid that was like that. You
would probably be sensitive.
Maybe I would be offended. I don't know. I would like to think that I wouldn't.
I think you would be, though. Honestly,
you would.
I think you would be, and most people are, and I understand it.
Look, I have a friend. I have a friend that has a child.
You don't have any friends, Andrew.
I have a friend that has a child that he is offended by.
You've got a friend right here.
There's James. Hey, James.
How you doing, buddy? I'm James. I'm glad you're here.
Speaking of retards,
I'm glad. I'm glad you're here.
I'm not offended by that. I own the fact that I do some retarded stuff.
Yeah, and you could say it to yourself, but I will say this. Here's the problem. Did you notice, this is typical liberal lexicon. Did you notice that as the stories about the graft and corruption coming out of Minnesota with the Somali community with direct ties back to Tim Walz, because apparently there's not one, there's not two, there's hundreds of state workers that are coming forward that they've warned the governor, that they warned him about the graft and corruption going on in the Somali community in Minneapolis. Governor did nothing about it. So as soon as that becomes, that starts to get traction, you have to do what? In the liberal lexicon, if you follow their matrix, you have to become a victim. So the quickest way to victimhood is someone drove past his governor's mansion which probably happened on a daily basis well before Trump said it, and someone called him a retard.
I would have yelled douchebag. Now all douchebags are offended at this point.
So I got
Walgreens has to take him off the shelf because you're not allowed to have a douchebag anymore.
I got to comment on his playing victim about it, saying people are driving in front of his house and it can get dangerous. No, Tampon Timmy, that's not dangerous. Calling somebody retarded, there's a good argument that it's an accurate statement, first off.
Correct.
But calling somebody retarded is not a threat to national security or state of Minnesota governor security. What is a threat to national security is when you call a man for years and years and years a Nazi, a fascist, a Nazi, a fascist. That puts people in danger. But that he has said that many times. He has called Donald Trump a fascist. He has called Donald Trump and other Republicans Nazis. That is fucking dangerous. So fuck you, Tim Walz. You are retarded, and you showed it in this video.
And we saw video of him saying, "Well, I mean, everybody woke up this morning and didn't hear any news."
That's dangerous. He's calling for violence against the president.
And the way he says this, just saying. He is retarded.
You know who's even more of an idiot than him is the lieutenant governor of Minnesota. I saw a video that she made, and she's talking about how all these Somalis are the fabric of Minnesota. So I guess
they're the toilet paper of Minnesota.
The rest of us are just idiots because apparently the people of Minnesota want people who defraud the government to the tune of more than $1 billion. And then James Comer, the congressman from Kentucky, said that this is just the tip of the iceberg. Again, apparently he's got information that this goes far beyond what we know about this so far.
They've got it all figured out, Dan.
But when it comes to violence, may we do a little public service here?
Oh wait, shit!
And maybe demonstrate for our viewers and our listeners where the violence comes from, or the threat of violence comes from, and it is typically from those on the left. Would you please roll this video? There we go. Don't be frightened.
And go to the dentist.
As I said the other day, if you want this god-darn civil war, bring it. Because there's more of us than there are Trump supporters. You know what? We all lose if we do a civil war. We all lose family members. We all lose friends. Not just us Trump supporters. It's all of us. Every last goddamn one of us.
Dude's got...
I got to ask you a question before you
got some serious issues with periodontal disease.
Before you go any further. Give me a 2-word answer of what you think that breath smells like.
Oh my God.
I've got mine. Hot garbage.
Hot garbage.
Yeah.
I didn't know 513 had a webcam.
I was
waiting. Shots fired.
I was waiting for that, Andrew. Nicely played.
I mean, I guess somebody got him a webcam for Christmas, and he's playing with it.
Oh my God.
That's the guy.
That's brutal.
And granted, I mean, I know they didn't ask him to do it, but that's the guy that you want representing your shit. He's gonna be the general of the Civil War, though, if it happens. That guy.
Well,
the last time you came right out of the Civil War, motherfucker.
Pappas, the last time you were on my show, we talked about that. We talked about the fake violence that these liberals, what they're doing, burning things down, all that. That's not real violence. Yeah, they're hurting some people, but if you seriously, I mean, come on. If liberals and conservatives got in a civil war, it would last about 30 minutes. They have no idea the violence that people like us, if we're forced to that, we're all kind people. We act up and we cut up and all that. But we're kind people who just want to be left alone. But if you don't leave us alone and you don't stop fucking with us, you're going to die, and you're going to die real quick.
Well, there is. I will say that being a avid gun owner and shooter, if you go to a gun range or shoot regularly, it's rare that you'll find a Biden sticker in the parking lot. Yep. So I'm not predicting anything, but I do know that on a general statement, most people on the right are pro-gun.
Yeah.
Most people on the left are anti-gun and pro-gun control. So if there's this quote unquote, first of all, I don't think personally, I think the general population, America, is too, what's the word I would use? They're not, they don't want, there would never be a civil war because the society has changed to the point that we don't want to get, people are lazy. I mean, people are just lazy. They're like, oh, let somebody else go do it. But if there ever was some sort of civil unrest, I know that there would be one side that was more than able and capable of defending themselves and their neighborhoods.
And it's not King Notifa. It's not King Notifa you just showed. It's not his side.
No.
That's not
King Notifa. I like
that's not even summer teeth. Happens, it's summer teeth are, don't you?
Yeah. I mean, that's meth. That's a meth head. That guy was bring it. I mean, he's sitting in his trailer, probably sadly down in the rural sticks.
He's like, I'm cooking. I'll just go ahead and light this shit off right now. I don't give a fuck. I'm cooking. I grabbed all the Sudafed I could get with my brother's ID.
What? Pretty good chance that guy fried a turkey for Thanksgiving. I mean, I'm just saying, pretty good chance.
Indoors,
like we had the video. That's right.
Let's play your video that you sent me, because that's kind of the whole thing. The whole title of this is, are we in a revolution? And Dan sent me a great video, and I didn't realize that he had this particular person on his radio show and talking about a color revolution, which I was not familiar with, and I had to look it up. God love AI, but
yeah. So this is a video,
but she rocks it out.
Yeah, her name is. It looks like her name is Katie, spelled like Kaity, but it's pronounced like Heidi, so it's like Katie, and she's got on her X feed. It's Katie, Defender of the Republic. She's from New Jersey, and she's been putting out videos for years now, just making tons of sense. And I finally tracked her down. I had her on my radio show, asked her to be a guest on the podcast today, but she was already committed to another podcast. And I think this video here is about 3 or 4 minutes long.
Yeah, it's a little long, but it's well worth the watch.
But it's listen to her, and it's a brief history of how we got to where we are today.
Yeah,
and she makes a ton of sense.
Make it full screen.
There we go.
You've now probably heard political experts over and over refer to the fact that what we're witnessing is a color revolution. And they're right. And let me explain why. A color revolution is a communist globalist playbook to take over a country without tanks actually rolling down Main Street. It's how they flipped places like Serbia, Georgia, Ukraine, and they tried to flip a dozen others. The same exact playbook every single time. This is how they do it. 1, they demonize the leader of the people who they actually voted for. 2, they flood the country with chaos like riots, open borders, economic pain. 3, they weaponize the courts, the media, and big tech to finish him off. And 4, they install a puppet who sells the country out to China and the UN. And that's not theory, that's the manual. They opened it on us in the United States the day Donald Trump won in 2016. And here's how they ran it on us step by step. From 2016 to 2020, they gave us the Russia collusion hoax, FBI spying, 2 fake impeachments, Antifa burning cities while CNN called it fiery but mostly peaceful. And the goal was to make you hate the guy you voted for. In 2020, we had 2 a.m. ballot dumps, boarded up windows, 51 intel agents lying about Hunter's laptop, Zuckerberg dropping $400 million to help count votes in Democrat cities. And the goal there was to steal the election while calling you a conspiracy theorist for noticing. From 2021 to 2024, we had Joe Biden opening the border on day 1, 12 million plus illegals, military-age men from China and Venezuela and all over the world, free flights, free hotels, free EBT cards, all on your dime. Cities collapse, crime explodes, schools and hospitals break. The goal, to make Americans feel like strangers in their own country. Then from 2021 to 2025, 91 felony charges, Mar-a-Lago raided, gag orders, mug shots. They didn't want to just beat Trump. They wanted to break him and every future patriot who dares to run. Look at what they did to Charlie Kirk. That is a textbook color revolution. But on November 5th, 2024, The American people looked this Marxist coup dead in the eye and said, not today. 312 electoral votes, popular vote landslide, the biggest Hispanic and Black Republican turnout ever. We pulled off the greatest peaceful counter-revolution in world history. But the deep state isn't done. The same snakes who funded BLM riots, Ukraine coup, and Arab Spring still sit in the FBI, CIA, big tech, and the universities. They'll try again in 2026 or in 2028, but now you know the game. Every time you see another mostly peaceful riot, sudden experts all using the same scripted words, a new crisis 2 weeks before an election, you're watching the Color Revolution playbook live on American soil. Never forget what they tried to do to us. Back mass deportations. If we have no border, we have no country. Protect every America First fighter willing to swing the axe on the swamp. Teach your kids the truth. Communism didn't die in 1991. It just dyed its hair purple and moved to Washington. This is still the United States of America. We are still the home of the brave, and the brave do not bow to color revolutions. Recognize what is happening. Stare it in the face, speak out against it, and then we finish taking our country back, one closed border, one drained swamp, and one restored republic at a time. We need to support our president in taking all necessary measures to do just that. God bless you, and God bless the United States of America.
Wow.
So there you go. A lot to unpack there. And
what's that information, Dan? What's that handle? I mean, what is that?
Defender of the Republic is her site. I believe she's on Facebook. I know she's on X. I think she's on all the social media.
She fucking killed it.
Well, let's put a link up there if we can.
She's also connected with the I believe she is the Conservative Caucus president or chairperson in New Jersey. So
New Jersey. Wow.
She's heavily involved in right-wing politics and does a lot of podcasts and things like that. But the one thing that struck a nerve with me is over the years, I've talked about, the lawfare against Trump, and she talks about that. What's been happening in our cities, the riots, and the way the left has been behind all this stuff, and all this stuff sort of gets done under the auspices of the radical left. And the one thing I've been saying is it's all connected. The thing in Somalia is connected to the Afghan dude that shot the guardsman. All these different things all have a thread that connects them all. And I think what she is doing here is giving a name to that thread and exposing it and showing us, or giving us a roadmap of how, in a way, all these things are connected, because they all go towards the same goal, and that is the radical left being in control of every institution that makes this country great.
So I had no idea what a color revolution was. So obviously AI is amazing. Well, when you Google it, a color revolution is a term used to describe a series of nonviolent mass protests and uprisings that led to regime changes in post-Soviet states and the Balkans during the early 21st century. These movements are typically triggered by allegations of electoral fraud, weird, and perceived authoritarianism or corruption. So that's the definition as it sits, according to Google, and I have no other place to check it.
Weird how all those organized protests have been occurring like almost every weekend by the same group of ilk of people. That's kind of weird, because that fits right into what you said, the definition that Google gave you. And I've always, I see the same people over and over and over, and the news aided and abetted by a willing media. I'll tell you this. So way back in the day, we had a support rally. Remember when Stu Schiller got canned by the military after he criticized Afghanistan?
Our very first live podcast.
Well, we had a rally on Beach Lawn and 5 Mile, and I want to say we probably had 30 or 40 people there, all holding American flags, and how much we like Stu Schiller and support him and support what he did. There was no news there, no news whatsoever. However, compare that to today. If six scabies-ridden flea bags show up anywhere in any place, the news is there covering it, and they say, dozens or a crowd or a group or possibly hundreds, it's hard to tell, people showed up to protest the Trump administration, blah, 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 blah. Aided and abetting by a willing media, like she said, who's doing a hell of a job covering our mayor. And I know we're probably going to get to that here in a bit, but it's just, she's spot on. Dan, did you say you're going to have her on your radio show?
I had her on my radio show a couple of weeks ago. I texted her earlier today, asked her to be on the podcast, but she was already committed to another podcast, so she was not able to make it today.
So that's why I'm here, because I'm second choice.
Well, you're definitely
could you dye your hair?
Choice is the way you look.
Could you dye your hair or maybe paint your scalp?
That's a valid argument.
That's a pretty good line, though. Communism didn't die in the 1990s; it just dyed its hair purple and moved to Washington. That's a pretty good line.
So as far as the media, there's no better example of what is going on right now with the media. You know, one of the biggest, if not, I'm sure this is the biggest fraud, government corruption fraud in the history of America. Over $1 billion. It's going to climb. It's getting bigger than that, right?
Oh, yeah.
So, but what the media is doing is allowing Ilhan Omar, Tim Walz, and all these other circus clowns to get on there and divert. They have not held them down to nothing. They have not made them answer. You know, they let them give these words. You know, Ilhan Omar is a better word salad chef than Kamala Harris ever thought of being. Mm-hmm. She has diverted everything, and they're allowing that. The reason why they're allowing that is because they want to get away from that. So the media, I mean, anybody that listens to the mainstream media and has any holds any weight to what they say, they're the problem in America.
So it's the same media, James, that CNN described, and maybe we'll get to it later. Remember, CNN just yesterday described the alleged pipe bomber as a white male until they show.
Why did race even matter? Why did race even matter? But they wouldn't have said it if he wouldn't have thought it was a white male. He would not have said a black male. It only mattered because he thought he was white.
Totally. Maybe it was mostly white, like they were mostly peaceful. You know, maybe
he identified as white.
Maybe it was white on the inside. I'm not sure. I don't know.
He was feeling it. He was feeling it.
But that's what happens when you listen. Listen, don't get me wrong. I mean, I don't think you should get all your news from Fox News, but if you listen to CNN and the alphabet soup of news, you're not going to be able to. You're just going to get skewed, and you're not going to know what's going on in this country. They've devoted. I bet I saw a graphic, the number of minutes that the national alphabet soup news has put on the Somali fraud in Minnesota. Not even worth mentioning. I mean, seconds. It's ridiculous.
Well, I talked about this on my radio show yesterday. NBC, and I got to give them credit because they actually they took the soundbite from when Trump was at his cabinet meeting on Wednesday.
The ninth public cabinet meeting that he's had. Yeah. In less than a year, by the way.
But they actually took the soundbite from Trump where he was talking about, you know, these people are garbage. We don't want them in the country. They bring nothing to the table. All they do is bitch and moan and complain. And now they're robbing us blind. And so he was talking about those who are involved in this fraud in the Somali community in Minnesota. So NBC, to their credit, actually did a story on this and put those comments in context and briefly described the fraud that's happening in Minnesota. ABC and CBS both took those comments completely out of context, as if Trump out of nowhere simply had these comments lambasting the Somali community in Minneapolis. And so, and then they said, and then Tom Homan says he's going to go in there and send ICE into Minneapolis. And so just the complete and total dishonesty on behalf of CBS and ABC, and at least a little bit of honest journalism there from NBC on that one. So I'll give them a little bit of credit on that. But no, but you're right. If you are an American who gets your news from those sources, you have next to no recognition that this is actually happening.
Well, look at the comment that Cincy just put up directed towards me. You only care about these scandals when there's Democrats or immigrants involved. Okay, Cincy, here's the deal. I want you to give me the example of when an American Republican stole billions of dollars from the U.S. government. So let's do apples to apples. Because I promise you, if it's American Republican, I will denounce that. You haven't denounced. I have not. You've been on my show. You've been on this one. You have not denounced the actions of the government of Minnesota or the Somalians. So,
Wait a second. He comes on your show too? He trolls your show?
No,
well, only when Jason's there, and
I simulcast onto one more when I go.
I was going to think like he has a real problem if he's like surfing.
No, I enjoy being on the show. I enjoy debate, but don't give.
That's not debate. That's not debate. That's just. He's a contrarian. He's a contrarian for contrarian's sake. That's it. He comes with no facts. He just has his opinion, which he's allowed to have.
Yeah.
Sadly, his opinion is usually wrong and misinformed, but that's okay. I guess we need that too.
Look, we're talking about him right now.
Yeah,
he hates when I have that voice inflection. He hates it. Right now, he's got a hold of his cat.
Everything about you.
I know. He's got a hold of his cat, and he's like, just the cat's eyes are bulging out, and he's just squeezing that cat. All 25 of them.
There are many examples of Trump grifting billions.
Billion.
Your email, and I'll send you itemized. Billions. Oh, you're going to bring receipts. Okay.
Wait, there are many examples of Trump grifting billions?
Really?
Give me one. Now, it's got to be a real one. It can't be some made-up fake news shit. I mean, this is not fake news. The Somalians stole billions of dollars. Can you at least denounce that?
Not only that, not only do they steal the billions of dollars.
I would like an answer in the chat. So like,
you're not going to answer.
Can you not agree to that? Because one of our followers who lives in Minnesota, and I know he's got family up there, literally said, "Yo, it's fucked. It's fucked."
No. Not only is the billions of dollars that they stole, they were sending that money to terrorist organizations that are fighting against us and plotting to kill Americans. So please tell me, to back up James's request, could you please show me where a Republican has allowed to have stolen billions of dollars? That's a B. That is a lot of zeros. You probably can't count that high. So please take your shoes and socksies off and show me where they have then taken that money and sent it to terrorist organizations to fight against us. Let's do apples to apples. Let's not have this, this relativism argument that you want to have.
Orange man bad.
Going to hold. Orange man bad. Right.
That's exactly what it is. Orange man bad. And they just absolutely fucking hate it. But and along like in our community, and I'm sure James, you probably have it too if you follow your Facebook pages. It is absolutely amazing to watch all of the shit that comes up. And I've unfortunately engaged myself in one of them to where this liberal Democrat piece of shit lady just goes off all day. And I'll hit my Facebook, I'll look, I'll see it, and then I fucking engage. And then I'm like, oh, God damn it, why'd you do that? Because then it's boom, boom, boom. Well, she is literally, and somebody called her out on it. It wasn't me. Somebody called her out on it. Like, it was over like 130 texts or like posts before like 1 p.m., 2 p.m.
Directed to you?
No, like just overall.
So
the people that think like us versus the people that think like her, they're like, what the fuck is wrong with this lady? But I, of course, have to engage. And I channeled my inner Pappas and was like, fuck you. All right, I'm doing it. And then all of a sudden I channeled my inner Jill. Hey, settle down. Don't do that. So I'm like, I'm in this juxtaposition of, God, I want to fucking blow this bitch up, but it's hard to not, but she is so ignorant. But it's shit like this. Like this is what these people think. Though we're talking when they were talking about the narcos boats.
Just some fishermen out trying to
one more time for the audio listeners
to get the catch of the day.
It's a drug boat, but then all of a sudden fishing rods just happen to appear. It's so weird. I mean, they're trying to bust Hegseth. They're trying to bust the Admiral. Just blow them the fuck up.
They're just trying to make some crab cakes. That's all they're trying to do.
I don't care if you have to hit them 3 times. Hit them 3 times. I'll spend the tax money. It's worth it.
I think they blew up another.
I'll be back in 2. I'll be back in 2 seconds.
Oh shit! He's got to go. He's got to go freshen up for his anniversary dinner.
His diuretic kicked in.
It's diuretic.
I think they blew up another one today.
But no, I saw that AI narco feed, and it's funny as hell to me because people that want to sit on the sidelines and don't want to necessarily get involved, they'll be pissed off when it comes over here. But if we don't stop it, then it's our fault as well. I.e., I say our fault because it's our president, and I'm proud to say it's our president. He's right here. He's throwing a hammer down. Fuck you.
The U.S. Southern Command announced another strike on a drug trafficking vessel, its first since November 15th. The strike under Operation Southern Spear, executed against a vessel operated by a designated terror organization, killed 4 narco-terrorists in U.S. Southern Comm said. The vessel was confirmed by U.S. intelligence to be carrying illicit narcotics, according to the South Comm. On December 4th, at the direction of Secretary of War Pete Hegseth, Joint Task Force Southern Spear conducted a lethal kinetic strike on a vessel in international waters operated by a designated terrorist organization. This has got to be the dangerous job, the most dangerous job in the world right now, is running these drug boats. And it makes, I wonder if there are other drug boats that are getting through, because the losses have to be mounting. They have to be starting to pile up, I would think, for the drug cartels that are trying to get this stuff to U.S. shores. I mean, can the demand be that great that they are willing to lose boat after boat after boat, crew after crew after crew? Because you've got a pilot, you've got a navigator, you got an engineer, and then you've got another person on there. Is the liaison.
Not on most of the boats. You got 2 fucking guys.
You know, you got most of them have a crew of 4, and because one is the liaison between the people on the boat and the drug operators who are accepting the goods on the other side.
Dan, don't forget the drug runners lost a lot. They made a ton of money when Joe Biden had the borders open and they were being coyotes, charging people to come to this country. Now that that's closed, that money stream there, and they made more money doing that than they did selling drugs. So the demand, I mean, they have to get their money somewhere. They're not going to just sit around.
Well,
so they're paying Pedro or whoever. I mean, I couldn't imagine. Could you see the guy that's getting on the boat? Do you know how bad he's probably shaking? He's like, oh man. Or are they telling him? You know, I don't know the communication down there. They may not even know.
No, it's bye. Not going to see you ever again.
That's Russian roulette all day long when you get on that boat, Pappas. That's Russian roulette.
For sure.
So these fucking idiot Democrats that want to sit there and talk about, Hegseth fucking called for this and allowed the Admiral to do, make a second hit on this boat, and the president is
never happened.
He's all about killing people.
Never happened.
I got a great fucking reminder for all you pieces of shit that think that way. Fuck you, and fuck you.
Pay attention, 513.
With an international strike force, every president for the past 2 decades, Democrat and Republican alike, has declared war on drugs. And each of them has lost that war and lost it miserably. They lost because they attempted to deal with only part of the drug problem. They lost because their initiatives were pulled apart by bureaucratic squabbling among their advisors.
Weird.
They lost because they always did too little and they did it too late. We don't oppose the president's plan. All we want to do is strengthen it. We don't doubt his resolve. All we want to do is stiffen it. The trouble is that the president's proposals are not big enough to deal with the problem. We think we should do more to stem the flow of drugs across our borders, and we think we should go one step further. Let's go after the drug lords where they live, with an international strike force. There must be no safe haven for these narco-terrorists, and they must know it. We have to lock up the dealers for a long...
Real quick, what did you say right there? Narco-terrorist.
Narco-terrorist, that's the word.
Okay, just
Not a new term. Yeah.
This is from like 1995, I think, or 91.
The source from which the drugs come. And we have to do that, not a piece at a time, but all at once. And we have to do it now. And there's not any reason why we can't do that. We have the power, we have the money, and we have the knowledge.
So there you go. There's Joe Biden back in his more lucid days when he was thinking straight. And so all Trump really needs to say now is that I'm following the policy that was laid out by Joseph Robinette Biden when he was a senator.
I want to say I fact-checked that just to make sure it wasn't AI. And I got it in 4 different sources. Watch that interview so I know it's fucking, or that statement, whatever you want to call it. Just to make sure, I mean, because now AI is fucking scary. So you don't know. But fuck you. Trump is doing exactly what your former president didn't do, but thought about doing way back when.
Well, it's
it's right there. It's black and white. You cannot argue that. And God, I'm waiting for the comments.
It's hilarious because you've got all these Democrats wringing their hands about, oh, what I saw was they went and saw the video and, oh, what I saw was so terrible. Oh my God, we're the United States. We don't do this. Oh my God. And the only reason they're complaining about it is because it's Trump, and the narrative was so flimsy and so phony on this that it just disintegrated in a matter of days that Trump was committing war crimes. They want people to believe that Trump and Pete Hegseth are out there committing war crimes, and look how they jumped on this.
They're putting him.
And that whole narrative has completely collapsed now. And you've still got people. I saw Chris Coons the other day. Well, I don't necessarily reach the same conclusion as Senator Cotton. It was a terrible video. Oh, just horrific. I mean, come on, please.
Well, the only reason this became a big deal, is they needed something to take the attention off and to validate the Seditious Six's video. And there they said, aha, here was an illegal order. That's all this was about. Right. The media covering for the Seditious Six and finding some kind of illegal order. It wasn't an illegal order. They fucking lied. The Washington Post lied, surprising. They all lied, and now it's all coming back. But all that does is give them, it just keeps one more strike against them on losing their credibility. It's just a chip away, chip away, chip away.
Yeah, I mean, it's ridiculous when you can sit there and be like, okay, do you want more drugs into our country? Oh, we have an ability to take them out? Cool. Got it. Now we're going to critique how we're doing it. But yet your president, who apparently says he's getting told by everybody that he should run again, which please do, Mr. Biden. I hope you do.
God, yeah, right. That would be fun.
Please throw your hat in the ring. God, I want that for everything holy and sacred. But the former president said this shit way back when and could and had a good push to be able to maybe fix this then.
Yeah, I guarantee
I'm not blaming it on him.
I guarantee you that right now, as we speak, ABC, CBS, NBC, CNN, the New York Times, the Washington Post, the LA Times, they've all got reporters in various parts of South America or wherever these drug boats come from. And they are scouring those towns, trying to find one family who will tell them, my brother Pedro,
Javier didn't make it home.
Just a fisherman, and he got blown out of the water. And he's just trying to provide for his family.
Did he own a fishing rod? No.
Now we've got his 4-year-old daughter and his 2-year-old son, and they're crying because Donald Trump blew their fisherman daddy out. I guarantee you They are scouring those areas looking for that story right now. And the minute they find it, it'll be all over the news.
Yeah, absolutely.
It seems like 513 is not going to address that, but he's trying to deflect. And listen, you want to talk about
action at its best.
You want to talk about the Honduran president? To be honest with you, I'm probably not a fan. I got to look into it. But how is that relevant to this? Because there's accusations he might have been involved in the drug trade. These boats are loaded with drugs. And
everyone in South America is involved in the drug trade. I don't give a fuck what country you're in. You're all
coming here. So we asked you a question. And in typical fashion, you are deflecting the question because you don't want to address it or you can't address it. And you're going to, but what about that?
Yeah.
That's not a way to have a discussion. And I mean, that's why sometimes I get irritated when Jason puts your comments up there, because I would love to have a substantive discussion with you, because I think it's helpful to maybe see how the other side is thinking, but I can't follow your thought process. I don't speak the R word. So there you go.
On that note, we're gonna take a quick sponsor break for a second.
I gotta keep racking my brain. What is the R word? Hi everyone, Dan Carroll here. Time to tell you about a great new sponsor for the One More and I'm Out of Here podcast. It's Murphy Engraving. Murphy Engraving is the place to go for your business, industrial, and personal engraving needs. Take a look at the Murphy Engraving page on Facebook, and you're going to see all kinds of unique items that really seem to take on a life of their own because they've been customized with an image, a name, or a logo, and all of it just really beautifully done. The acrylic sports awards that light up are especially creative and very cool. The customized bottles of bourbon, those are my personal favorite. And wait till you see what they can do with items that are made out of wood. The next time you want to recognize someone special or you're looking for that one-of-a-kind gift, you'll be glad you checked out Murphy Engraving. And a bonus, you're supporting a local family-owned business run by brothers Brian and Kevin, who was a lifetime firefighter and Air Force vet. At Murphy Engraving, they turn the ordinary into the extraordinary, and at Murphy Engraving, we are American-made. Can I give you just a brief example of how the Trump administration goes about fighting the war on drugs compared
to Murphy Engraving, by the way.
I don't know, the Obama administration. I've got this bit of breaking news right now. The FBI this morning raided the home of a high-ranking DEA official under Barack Hussein Obama and charged him for conspiring to launder millions of dollars for a Mexican drug cartel. Feds have charged former DEA Deputy Chief of Office of Financial Operations Paul Campo and his friend Robert Sensi for conspiring to provide material support for a foreign terrorist organization. Per the Department of Justice, Paul Campo worked for the DEA for approximately 25 years, first as a special agent in New York and eventually rising to become a high-level DEA official, specifically the Deputy Chief of the Office of Financial Operations. Campo retired from the DEA in or about January of 2016. In late 24, Robert Sensi began meeting with a confidential source working at the direction of law enforcement who was posing as a member of a CJNG, which I guess is I don't know what that stands for. But in any case, these are people who were high-ranking DEA officials under the Obama administration, and they are charged with now all kinds of charges, but laundering millions of dollars in support of Mexican drug cartels.
Was it CJ? What?
Let me see. Posing as a member of CJNG, whatever that is.
California Army National Guard.
CJNG?
CANG.
CJNG.
CJ. Because it also could mean a Canadian goose, and that made no sense.
So, but in any case, this was a high-ranking.
Oh, that's a cartel. Jalisco. New generation.
Jalisco. Cartel. Okay.
Spanish. Cartel de Jalisco Nueva Generación.
So now it looks like high-ranking DEA officials under the Obama administration were in cahoots with the drug cartels in Mexico. So there's that.
Weird. That's crazy.
No, that's crazy.
I mean,
no, and listen,
we're okay. But we're okay. We're okay with how things were before.
But yeah, Trump is somehow grifting millions.
No, billions. He said billions.
Billions. Okay.
He said billions. And he's yet, since I think he said they're all over the place. And he's probably just beating the crap out of his keyboard. I've yet to seen one example in his chats, which you wouldn't think would be very hard. But he hasn't done that yet. He's on.
Not if there's corruption to that level.
He talked about the Honduran president.
Yeah, he went there, and that's it.
But
and
come on, just get real, would you? You know how this media runs interference for Trump. They said they bend over backwards for him.
Jason hates when I have control of the comments here.
I'm fine with it. No, do it.
I could see when he hides something or doesn't hide it, and I was like, I'm gonna hide that.
No, I that was actually a complete accident because I was trying to pull his bullshit up, and then you pulled it off.
Yeah. Anyway, listen. There's going to be a lot of things, and you guys, we all agree on this. Trump's not perfect. He doesn't do everything that we don't say Trump does everything great.
And we have
we've said that ad nauseum. However, not everything he does is wrong, which is where you're coming from. Everything he does is wrong, and where the left is coming from. And James is exactly right. This is distraction. This is distraction from the fact that the scandals in Minnesota were gaining traction, and they should. This will go down. I mean, everyone says, what's the largest scandal in the United States political history? And what does everyone say? Oh, Watergate. Well, let me let you know a little secret. Watergate was about a cover-up of a third-rate break-in of the Democrat National Committee headquarters at the Watergate building. It wasn't even that big of a deal. It was shoddily done. No. It was terrible. But they hold it up as the gold standard for government corruption. And the simple fact of the matter is,
two homeless dudes just, hey, I get Jimmy a lock. Can you?
Yeah, I know.
Cool.
But
I got a ski man.
It was proven Nixon was not involved. It was proven Nixon didn't know anything about it.
But
so that has been proven, but you don't hear them say that.
The point of the matter is, this is so much bigger. This is such a bigger and deeper corruption than Watergate would have ever been, because it shows the level of corruption. And the fact that you just downplay it and you don't care about it, and then to lead to give credence to it, Democrat playbook comes out, you're accused of doing something. What's the best thing to do? Don't defend yourself. Go on the offensive because you're a victim. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Got it.
That's what they do.
Sounds about right.
That's their dice roll dance. That's their dice roll dance. Play victim and divert.
Oh, hey, Andrew, I know you got some shit on this or interest in this. How about our Cincinnati mayor getting his fucking car repossessed?
Second car. James, you may not know about this. If you follow my feed, you'd learn about it, which is fine.
I do follow your feed.
Well, if you followed it,
I do follow your feed.
Follow it closer. So anyway, the deal
he wants me to follow his feed to do all his show prep, and I refuse to do it.
Oh, yeah, there's an angle for sure.
It is show prep, but here's the deal. So the mayor, and listen, I don't wish the mayor anything bad. I got to be honest with you. But he's a public official, and he should be held to a little bit of a higher standard, because we have a history here in Cincinnati. Maybe you've heard about it. We have had some corruption. We've had people, one of which was a Republican that was convicted of taking money in exchange for votes.
That Jeff Pastor?
It was Jeffrey Pastor.
Yeah.
And he went and he served his time. And we have Tamaya, I think, was it Tamaya Denard was another one?
Yeah.
I can't remember. And anyhow, here's the deal. So the mayor, not once now, this is twice, he's had 2 vehicles repossessed. He's had a Toyota Prius and he's had a Lincoln Aviator. And he goes on the news. The news shows up and the news says, now this is after the fact that he's had some irregularities with his campaign finances. Let's say that. Remember when he was running for Congress?
That's fair.
And then he had some irregularities with members of the Board of Elections who blacked out stuff on his campaign report forms that then they got fired for it. The news goes, I mean, if you saw what the news here did, they said, well, you know what happened? Well, I had a car possessed last year. I'm sorry. That's not true. The Prius was like 2 years ago, and your Lincoln was repossessed. The order to repossess, Jason, what's that date? November something, just last month. And the funniest thing of all is he says it was due to the
November of 25.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And he says the news says he goes, it was due to the fact that there was a problem with the drafting. Let me ask you a question. Okay, the drafting, the wire thing, something got wrong with his bank.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question.
His auto pay got fucked
Yeah.
up.
Let me ask you a question. I just want to ask you a question. I've never had anything repossessed, but I would imagine I've talked to people that have experience in this. You don't miss one payment and the bank comes and gets your car. That's not the way it works, especially here in Ohio. Different states have different laws. It's not usually the way it works because there's an expense to the lender to repossess your vehicle. They really don't want to do it. They kind of lose money on the deal.
Yeah. They push it out.
They push it out. So you have to be 2 to 3 months really delinquent, all right, and non-verbally communicating with the bank. And in today's age of cell phones, emails, apps, he would know immediately that he didn't make his bank payment as soon as the draft didn't come out of his account, and the finance company was, blowing up his phone as far as emails, texts, phone calls. So he says to the news anchor, "Oh, it was just an oversight on my part," and they let him go on that excuse. They just said, "Oh, okay, thank you, Mr. Mayor."
Can happen, I guess.
And the reason it's a big deal is because this is the poster child. This is the darling boy.
If you're in charge of a budget, you should probably have your house in order.
Well, I'm concerned because if the mayor, his house, don't even get me started on what his mortgage is, but his house, it seems to me that the mayor only gets paid $160,000 a year. That's it. And I'm concerned because, and everyone should be concerned because this guy's in charge of budgets and he's a public official, and the fact that he has a history of fiscal mismanagement could open him up potentially to being a target of maybe some sort of bribery. And that's an issue. So I'm not saying he's doing it. No way, shape, or form would I ever accuse anyone of that without proof. But the fact that the news doesn't make a story out of this, I'll put it to you this way. If this was a Republican, not only a mayor, but if this was a Republican in any way, shape, or form at most levels here, let's say a trustee, let's say whatever, this would be news front and center on the newspaper. It would be on every TV station. You'd be going to take your trash out and somebody would jump out from behind the bushes and be like, "Mr. So-and-so, what's your comment on your car being repossessed?" They'd be hounding you to death. But in liberal media, in today's liberal media, lapdog media, they are going to sit there and just sugarcoat this, and they're not going to pursue it. And it's
did he get his car back?
There were only a couple outlets
here
locally that covered it.
When you say covered it, you have to be careful. They reported on it, and then they broadcasted his obvious lie that, that was last year, and I took care of it, and it was a one-time thing. Apparently not.
I love it how one car is a Prius.
We have four outlets here in Cincinnati, 5, 9, 12, and 19.
Right.
2 of those talked about it. 2 of them did not.
But the Prius is the car for virtue signaling. The Lincoln Navigator is how he really wants to roll.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
Powerful V8 engine.
It was an Aviator. It was
Aviator. That's a nice ride too.
It's a nice
ride.
Ride.
Identify as much as he wants to, whether he wants to be a Prius or an Aviator.
This opens up another question. If he's having, I don't relish anybody in financial duress, but if he's having problems financially, should he be traveling to Los Angeles and buying tickets to the Super Bowl?
Well, we're paying for it, and that's.
I don't know that. I don't know that.
Didn't make his fucking car payment.
I don't know that we pay. I don't know that that's a good expense. I don't know if that was a taxpayer-funded trip. To be honest with you, I mean, why should the mayor of Cincinnati go?
Well, if it's not taxpayer, maybe it's somebody.
Mark Mallory traveled all over the goddamn world, and then the taxpayer paid for it.
It goes back to what you just said, Pappas. He's open up for corruption. Who's paying for his trips? Who's paying for his Super Bowl tickets? And what favors are they getting out of it?
Maybe he should spend a little less money. Maybe he shouldn't buy skinny jeans. Maybe he shouldn't buy Italian loafers. Maybe he shouldn't buy the latest eyeglass du jour, the latest frame of style. I mean, these glasses, I got to be honest with you. I buy these like 5 at a time. They're all over my house. I think they cost like $5 for 20 glasses. I mean, they're nothing.
Yeah.
But the mayor has his little, designer lens glasses or designer frames. I mean, he's very concerned about his looks.
Well, he is metrosexual, so that
he is a bit on that side. But
Andrew, to make you feel whole.
Oh, a whole for you.
We have a story, but before we get off here, what's your guys' schedule look like here in the next 5 days?
Well, as long as this virus clears my system, I should be fine.
I work Sunday and then I'm off all next week. So
wow.
What do you
got? Off? That means that you really want to be frisky.
What do you got?
I'm gonna sneeze.
All right, Dan.
I can probably do something Monday or Tuesday.
All right, let's play Monday. Let's play Monday for the next one.
Tuesday, you're covering for Brian. I heard.
That's early.
Tuesday, you're working. That's early. Yeah.
But all right, so let's plan on for Monday. But Andrew, just to because you feel like you get slighted all the time.
Why? Oh, by you guys?
Yeah.
There's no question. I don't feel. There's no question.
So I got a news article on Dan.
Oh.
I know he was at the lounge watching our Anderson Raptors. Going. They went to state.
Yeah.
And
they fell to the Avon Eagles last night.
They fell. So a 14-1 season, which is nothing to slouch at.
Nothing to sneeze at.
But unfortunately, they did not. The Raptors did not bring back. Redskins did not bring back
the Redskins. Yeah. State runner-up 2nd year in a row.
But we got a story about Dan.
Oh.
So this is for you, Andrew.
Oh, let's see what this says.
Here we go.
We have an update on the little guy that went on a big bender yesterday. We told you police on a raccoon.
There's Dan
near a toilet in a Virginia liquor store over the weekend. The store has released surveillance video of the furry intruder. Check this out. Looking a little tipsy, tries to climb up shelves, then falls. The store's PR manager says the raccoon got into rum, moonshine, peanut butter whiskey, vodka, and eggnog.
He was texting me late.
Sounds like a crazy night, right? A crazy Christmas party, maybe. Was taken to an animal shelter, and after sobering up, the raccoon was released back into the wild.
Oh, Dan, what have we told you?
It's that peanut butter whiskey that does you in every time.
so Dano was celebrating our Raptors as much as he could,
drowning my sorrows.
But to finish the show off, Andrew, you sent it to me.
Face down on the bathroom floor.
I think Dan sent it to me, and James sent it to me. We've got a teacher.
Yeah.
We've got a teacher.
There we go.
Former teacher of the year, teacher of the month,
former teacher of the month, coming from the Hodge twins. Give him credit. Accused of having sex with a teen in the backseat of her Jeep. Nikki Hernandez Baird, a 30-year-old married former art teacher at Wichita North High School in Kansas.
Wow.
Previously at Mayberry Cultural and Fine Arts Magnet Middle School. Jesus Christ, put that on a business card. Accused of grooming and having unlawful sexual relations with a 17-year-old male student.
Is there such a thing as lawful sexual relations with a
not with a no. I don't think there is. Right. She was once named Teacher of the Month, and 2020 Facebook post from her former school, according court documents and police affidavits. The alleged grooming began when the student was a sophomore, starting with private interactions in her classroom, isolating him from friends and family, escalating to physical contact, rubbing his back and shoulders, as I'm doing to Dan right now.
Teach me tonight.
Forced hugs and kissing his neck. I'm not going to force a hug, and I'm not going to kiss your neck.
Yeah. I'm out if you start kissing Dan's
I'm
neck.
a fucking newlywed, sir. I'm a gentleman.
Not that kind of podcast.
Sending love letters, an example. I hope and pray one day I get the chance to be with you.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
I know I love you.
Unbelievable.
Fighting about struggling marriage and me off campus.
I got nothing.
No, we got a teacher. Graham. We got another teacher, and I appreciate you guys sent it. I love those. You know that. So
well, that's why you got it from 3 different sources, because everybody knows that you really giggle about those. I mean,
I love it.
That's your shtick.
Yeah, that's your thing.
I wish I wish that shit would have happened when I was in school, but it didn't.
That's better than a raccoon making his own cocktails. That's pretty good.
It's better
peanut
than
butter whiskey.
I also don't remember teachers looking. I don't remember teachers looking like some of the ones look today.
No, they didn't.
I agree.
That's factual.
Yeah.
All right. We'll
Well,
catch you on
gentlemen,
the next one.
Andrew, I hope you feel better. James, happy anniversary, and I appreciate you for being able to.
Thanks for having me on,
James. You look good, all cleaned up.
You are looking. He is looking a little green, isn't he?
Dude, it's
I mean,
the screen.
look
Okay.
He looks like
That's why we have the Grinch.
he looks like the Wicked Witch of the
So that's why we have the Grinch.
Grinch right there by me.
I'll get you,
up
my
in the
pretty, and your little dog too.
So we're trying something different. We'll see how this outro works out. If not, just everybody just look stupid as we normally do when it ends. But supposedly, hit the like button, subscribe. We'll see you Monday. But for the guys that are here, let's see how this works out. Love you guys. Thank you, everybody.